Now children, we are going to discuss the monetary policy measures used by the RBI to control the money supply and the credit in an economy. Now whenever the government uses this particular measure, there are two categories under this: the quantitative measures and the qualitative measures. The quantitative measures, which these two measures we've already done in the chapter banking under the topic of RBI, right? Under the qualitative measures, you have the bank rate, the repo rate, the open market operations, the legal reserve ratio, and the reserve repo rate. Under the qualitative measures, you have the margin requirement, the moral suasion, and the selection credit control. We are going to be understanding each one of them in detail. Now, for your better understanding, I'm just telling you, each method is explained, each measure, its definition is given first, and then on the left hand side, how this measure is used to control excess demand. On the right hand side, how it is used to control the deficit demand or the deflationary gap. If you look here, the first is bank rate. We all know what is bank rate. It is the minimum rate at which the central bank of a country gives credit to the commercial banks to meet their long-term needs. Now suppose there is a situation of excess demand. बात वही आती है, एक्सेस डिमांड में होता क्या है? एग्रीगेट डिमांड इज ग्रेटर देन एग्रीगेट सप्लाई. हमने क्या चीज कम करनी है? हमने एग्रीगेट डिमांड कम करनी है. एग्रीगेट डिमांड तभी कम होगी जब RBI या the RBI decides to increase the bank rate. When RBI decides to increase the bank rate, but obviously the commercial banks also will increase the lending rate, the rate of interest. ये ROI लिखा मतलब rate of interest. When they increase the rate of interest or the lending rate, it means the credit becomes costly. So this is a tight policy, right? It's a tight policy. When the credit becomes costly, the demand for credit decreases. When the demand for credit decreases, the capacity of the commercial banks to lend credit also will decrease. So the purchasing power of the people will decrease, the investments in an economy will decrease. When investment decreases, obviously aggregate demand will also reduce. I hope it's clear. Let us look at the same situation with deficit demand. In case of deficit demand, obviously firms के पास पैसा है नहीं इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए, हमने डिमांड बढ़ानी है. So RBI क्या करेगा? RBI will decrease the bank rate. As soon as the bank rate decreases, the commercial banks will also reduce the lending rate. जैसे lending rate कम हो जाएगा, the credit becomes cheaper. In technical terms, this is called a liberal policy, liberal credit policy. Now, when there is a liberal credit policy, the demand for credit will increase. When the demand for credit increases, the firms will try to take more loans. There will be more borrowers. Purchasing power will increase, and therefore aggregate demand will also increase. Continuing with the same topic, talking about the second measure, that is repo rate. We all understand what is repo rate. It is a rate at which the RBI lends to commercial banks to meet their short-term needs. If it is a situation of excess demand, which is on the left hand side, you can see the RBI will increase the repo rate. Why? Because they do not want commercial banks to lend more, right? So they will increase the repo rate. Once the repo rate is increased, the borrowings become expensive because the lending rate also increases. So banks are forced, borrowing becomes expensive, the demand for credit decreases. When demand for credit decreases, investments reduce, and hence aggregate demand also is reduced. When I talk about a situation of deficit demand on the left hand side, the RBI will reduce the lending rate. If you were watching the news very carefully, very recently, maybe about a fortnight or 20 days ago, the RBI governor said that the repo rate has reduced because the RBI wants to encourage people to borrow for a short term, because this crisis is going to be for a short term, less than a year, so they want to borrow. And once because the money supply in the economy is reduced and therefore aggregate demand is reduced, with the repo rate reducing, the borrowing rate will increase because credit becomes cheaper for short term, and therefore investments will increase and aggregate demand will also increase. Coming to the next one, reverse repo rate. It is a rate at which the central bank borrows from the commercial bank, right? It borrows from the commercial bank. When I talk about reverse repo rate, again, this particular rate in case of excess demand is again increased. If you see here very carefully, this rate in case of excess demand is also increased. Why it is increased? The story is again same. The RBI wishes that the commercial banks should deposit their surplus funds with the RBI so that the money supply or the credit availability in the economy decreases. When the credit availability in the economy decreases and the money supply decreases, but obviously investments will fall and aggregate demand will also reduce. On the left hand side, you can see it is deficit demand situation. In a deficit demand situation, the RBI will decrease the reverse repo rate. With this, the commercial banks are discouraged to deposit their surplus funds with RBI, hence increasing the money supply in the economy and credit availability. With this, investments will increase and therefore aggregate demand also increases. If you talk about the open market operations, when we talk about open market operations, we know it is the buying and selling of government securities, right? It is by the central bank from the public or to the commercial banks, etc. Now, in case of excess demand, which you see on the left hand side, what happens is basically you want to have a tight credit policy. So what do you do with the tight credit policy? The RBI will sell these government securities to the open market, in the open market, either to the commercial banks or public. Normally to the commercial banks. When they are sold to the commercial banks have less of funds to further distribute as credit. So the credit capacity, credit lending capacity of the commercial banks is reduced. When the credit lending capacity, credit has become tight, reduces, the money supply will reduce, investments in an economy will reduce, and thereby aggregate demand will also reduce. If you talk about deficit demand, in a deficit demand situation, the RBI will buy all the open market operations from the commercial bank or maybe public. When it is buying the government securities from the commercial banks, the credit availability with the commercial bank increases. Hence, they are in a position to lend more credit in the economy. Money supply increases, hence investments increase and the purchasing power increases and aggregate demand in an economy also increases. I hope this is very clear. Now we have done with all the, here. We are still continuing with the next one, which is a legal reserve ratio. There are two types of ratios under legal reserve ratio, the cash reserve ratio and the statutory liquidity ratio. You people are very well aware with what is cash reserve ratio and liquidity ratio. It is very clearly given here to you. Now in the case of excess demand, you can see on the left hand side, RBI tries to control the excess demand by increasing both these ratios. When the government increases, when the RBI or the government tries to increase both these ratios, it reduces the credit availability in the economy. When the credit availability decreases, the money supply also decreases. There is a contraction of credit, because of which the aggregate demand also reduces. On the right hand side, it is a measure to control deficit demand. How does the government do, or the RBI does? It reduces cash reserve ratio and the SLR. When it reduces the cash reserve ratio or the SLR, the credit availability with the commercial banks for the public increases. Hence, there is an expansion of credit. Money supply increases. It's a liberal credit policy, because of which the level of borrowing also increases in the economy, and hence the aggregate demand increases. Let's have a quick recap of all the quantitative measures. One, the first is the repo rate. The repo rate. So now we are going to understand what are the qualitative measures to control excess demand and deficit demand. उसमें सबसे पहले आ जाते हैं margin requirement. We all have understood what is margin requirement. The difference between the market value of the security or collateral and the value of amount lent by the commercial banks. In case of excess demand, RBI क्या करेगा, इस margin requirement को बढ़ा देगा. Why? So that the credit is restricted. People are discouraged to borrow. When they are discouraged to borrow, the aggregate, they will not invest. When they don't invest, the aggregate demand also reduces. But in case of deficit demand, the RBI encourages the people to borrow. It follows a liberal credit policy. So the RBI will decrease the margin requirement. With this, the credit availability or credit creating situation in the economy will increase. The banks are in a position to lend more than what they could lend earlier. Then you have moral suasion. What do you understand by moral suasion? It is the basically pressure which is put by RBI on the commercial banks. Let us say it is a situation of excess demand. Then the RBI will always advise, persuade, request, order, instruct its commercial banks not to lend too much of credit for speculative purposes. इससे क्या होता है, जब तुम बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा स्पेक्यूलेशन में लगा देते हो, the demand, unnecessary inflation increases. Hence, they try to be a little more strict in their lending of loans because they want to reduce aggregate demand. But suppose it is a situation of deficit demand. Today it's COVID-19. The speculative market is at its boom. The investors want to invest more. When they want to invest more, the demand increases. The demand for credit also increases. So the RBI will become a little lenient, little liberal. It will not, I don't say encourage them to give money for speculation, but it will reduce its control over the commercial banks to some extent so that the credit availability increases. Then last is this selective credit control, which is nothing but RBI gives a lot of directions to the banks, commercial banks, as to whom to give the credit and for how long to give the credit, what purpose the credit should be given and for what purpose it should not be given. They try to be a little choosy in their giving of credit. If it is a situation of excess demand, again RBI will encourage rationing of credit. It will instruct its commercial banks not to make credit available for everyone, every time and as much as they want. They have to be very selective in rendering their, in giving their credit. Whereas in a deficit demand situation, RBI encourages the commercial banks to be a little liberal to make sure that there is not too much of rationing of credit. It is available to everybody so that people can invest, people can increase the aggregate demand. Children, we are done with the qualitative and the quantitative control used by RBI to increase the money supply or decrease the money supply during excess demand and deficit demand in order to control aggregate demand or to increase aggregate demand.